Alrighty, hey everyone. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Sorry, I was looking for Loki. He's running over to say hello because he wants treats. Unfortunately for Loki, he is 100% out of treats right now. He just got his last treat literally like 2 or 3 hours ago. I'm gonna go get some more tonight, but as of now, he is 100% out. So he's gonna be a little disappointed right now because he doesn't know that yet. But he'll be getting some good treats here pretty soon. I wanted to start off the stream by saying there's a bunch of stuff happening this week. I kind of took a little bit of a longer weekend to kind of fit everything in order for myself. A few things I want you guys to know about. The stream today is mostly going to be about the shutdown, all the politics behind it, all the economics behind it, with the good, the bad, and then really like how that affects the markets overall. Because what do you call it? The stock market was ripping, crypto was having a good day, gold is having a good day, everything is having a good day. And then coming forward tomorrow, we have some interesting stuff. Tomorrow, we're going to do a 1 to 2 hour long stream. I'm not entirely sure how long this one is going to take, but what's going to happen is we're going to be building an high risk AI portfolio from scratch. And I'm thinking it's going to consist of anywhere between 5 to 10 different stocks. We're probably going to cover 10 of them. And if you guys want to add more than just 5, I think we're going to be good there. And then I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of an update of my own crypto portfolio that I bought about a month ago. I've been kind of testing out some of these stocks before I start giving you guys like formal, like, here's things I really am going to buy seriously for the next 5-10 years type of stuff. And so far they have not performed well. So I wanted to kind of give you guys the information of the volatility you can expect if you want to hop into these trades with me, but they are going to be very high risk trades. Now, as we get into all that stuff here, I think it's gonna be fun because I haven't really done a stream like this before. We're gonna have a bunch of AI stuff, a bunch of chat GPT involved, and basically a lot of earnings reports. So it's gonna be a little bit more of a drier stream. So I understand if it doesn't get as many views, but I think it will still perform fairly well. And one last little tidbit before we start going off here and having a good time. I didn't put out as many videos over this last week because I didn't realize that every time I put out a short form content video, it's actually sending you guys notifications. I didn't realize this. So basically, if I put out 3 shorts a day, which is what I like to do, and I put out a video, nobody was being notified of the video. So all the last few weeks, I'm like, yeah, nobody's seeing the notifications. There's not much stuff going on. It's because the majority of the videos I've been posting have not been getting notifications because YouTube has seen all the shorts sending notifications for the shorts. So I'm going to fix that. I'm resetting it. Today, I'm basically making a tutorial later on tonight about smart money concepts, which I think you guys will really like. It's going to be a little bit of a longer one, but it's going to be doing my new format that I've been working on here, which involves me pretty much having a shrunken face, if you will, while recording. I don't have it on right now, but if I did this very fast, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Let's go. Boom. See what I mean? So like now I'm on the side over there and some stuff. But it's a little bit of a different format. I'm working on it. It's going to take me a little bit longer period of time to get these videos out. But I think because I haven't been doing the notifications right, I think I can fix this. And I think it can be very good. So with all that being said, happy to see all of you guys in here. Loki's over here saying hello. He's all being a baby. He's had a very good day. He just wants to play, which we've been doing all day. Yeah. The door to the outside's even open because he's been wanting to go outside so much. Okay, so happy to see you, Dimitri, Mo, AR, GT, and Villa. Happy to see all of you guys in here today. Let me go over here, make my head a little bit smaller for us because there's so much to talk about here. To start things off here, stock market was absolutely amazing today. If you guys didn't know, last night we had heard that the Democrats were caving essentially on this negotiation for ACA premiums, American Obamacare premiums basically, and 8 have decided to cross the picket line, so to speak, and support the Republican bill, and all they want is a promise of a vote to happen in the next 30 to 60 days or something like that. So it's interesting. I'm guessing most of us thought this is what was going to happen, but Democrats were holding firm, and you actually saw some pressure building up on Republicans. I almost wonder what would have happened if they were able to, hold their ground a little bit longer. But there was just a lot of drama. I think I've watched and listened to while at the gym and just driving around today, probably about 6 or 7 podcasts, and people are hot about this issue. I mean, they're really mad that these Democrats decided to go across the aisle. But as somebody who is more concerned about the market than your typical day-to-day politics, it was a very good day. The Dow closed up 400 points. The Nasdaq rebounds 2%. With the shutdown in sight, the end of the shutdown in sight. I believe the House is gonna vote it through on Wednesday or Thursday. So the shutdown basically is pretty much gonna happen here, unless some big surprise happens. So be aware of that. Now, as far as the shutdown news and what's been happening here. So I'm making sure I'm not running over Loki. He likes to lay down right behind my chair for some reason. There was some news that came out a little bit ago saying Trump backs the Senate deal that would end the government shutdown. And I'm not going to read the entire story. I'm just going to be going over the key notes here, or key points, excuse me. President Donald Trump said he approves of a pending deal in the Senate that would bring the record-breaking U.S. government shutdown to an end. Any bill to fund the government and end the shutdown, which is now on day 41, would have to be signed by Trump to take effect. A bill negotiated between some Democrats and Republicans is moving through the Senate after clearing a key procedural hurdle. So things are moving on track in order to get the government back open, money back flowing, SNAP back to being funded, all that good stuff. And I think that's good for us because that means money is going to be flowing back into the economy. And if money is flowing back into the economy, that is a very good thing for the overall stock market here. As far as rest of the news here, because they have to switch up this bill a little bit, it has to go to the House. And so far, it looks like Johnson is going to support it. There was a little bit of concern if Democrats and Republicans were going to support it. You might see some Democrats and some Republicans not like it, but I think what's going to happen is the majority of Republicans will get together and vote for it, and a few Democrats in the middle will peel off to vote for it as well. So you're going to see a support of the bill happen, and again, the end of the shutdown coming up here pretty soon. The only thing that's been very interesting here, if I get out of this little ad thing that's trying to get me, is the politics of this seems to be getting worse and worse, and I don't know how this is going to affect the markets overall, but I don't think Schumer is going to be worried about it in the short term right now. Schumer is facing calls to resign as minority leader as some Democrats work with Republicans to end the shutdown. Again, I don't think this is the biggest news here. I can't remember how many times the news has said everybody hates Schumer, he's going to be voted out, all that type of stuff. Hasn't really happened. In fact, he's getting kind of old where he might just retire here pretty soon, but I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue here. But keep an eye on that one, especially if he's forced to do some stuff he doesn't really want to do. And then just, again, more of the madness. Democrats fume over deal to end the government shutdown. I was just kind of going over general articles here and saying, hey, like government shutdown, right? Government shutdown live updates. Schumer faces calls to resign. Trump administration live, whatever. Northern Texans step up to help families impacted by government shutdown. Bunch of random stuff. And of course, you got the good old government shutdown clock. Democrats have shut down the government. It's almost like that, what do you call, 24 hours TV show or something like that. But I am surprised to say that the shutdown is ending. And because of all that, you see people all over the place. This is just your typical X story right here, kind of explaining what happened. Scott Jennings, all the political pundits on X, they're going insane. Pete Buttigieg says the president wouldn't last 5 minutes as an air traffic controller, and after everything they've been through and on the way this administration has treated them from day one, he has no business shitting on them now. Chuck Schumer says some stuff. Eric Dowdy says some stuff. Chuck Schumer's days are over. He needs to go. So there's just a bunch of people that are very angry, whatnot. It is what it is. But for all that anger, gold is spiking right now. The Dow Jones is having a great start to the week. The Nasdaq is having a great start to the week. The S&P is having a great start to the week. The Russell is having a good start to the week. The VIX is coming, well, pretty flat actually. Oil is flat. Bitcoin is pretty much flat for, oh, that's Bitcoin dominant, excuse me. Bitcoin's up a teeny bit today. We just had a new day here, but had a nice little pump for the day. Ethereum facing a little bit of resistance here, a little bit interesting, but we'll see what happens next. And then for those of you guys that have been looking for my strategies for a minute, we do officially have the confirmation of having both the RSI as of yesterday, and today we're having a confirmation that both the stochastic and the RSIs are back to being bullish in the daily chart. So it would suggest we are looking for something more of a short-term move to happen pretty soon. If you guys are asking me would I be planning for something like this, I would say you're really looking for it to run into the 20-day moving average and probably even a little bit higher, because if we break through that, it's just naturally a long candle. So just keep track of that. It could be a very good move. You might see Bitcoin go as high as $109,000 to $110,000 over the next couple days. And that'd be about what? $2,000 to $3,000 move from where we are right now. I think it's worth it. Right now, I have a small little long on Ethereum to see if I can get that rolling for myself. Bitcoin's looking at moving averages, so is Ethereum, but Ethereum is looking at this Fibonacci level as well. So we have 2 out of the 3. Maybe there's an opportunity for a larger move, but I'm really going off of Bitcoin here. I want to say the majority of the time when we have these crossovers happening, like right here and right here, you do see Bitcoin have a small little pop, and that pop is basically what I want to be trading right now. Excuse me. But I'm kind of liking what I'm looking at right now. Let me back this up a little bit more though. If you go over here to the weekly chart, I hate to say it, but we still are kind of bearish across the market. But if we manage to hold here, hold the Fibonacci, hold the 50-week moving average, hold this overall order block here, we can have an opportunity where we at least end up going sideways for November, then having a larger move in September. I don't think we're going to be making all-time highs in November, unfortunately, but there's an opportunity here. And one of the interesting things I would say overall for those of you guys that have been covering the markets and kind of watching stuff is the last 7 days, you're starting to see a little bit more bullishness creeping up. Zcash is up a little bit, Hedera, SUI, Litecoin, everything's up just a tad here. Nothing too crazy. You know, I mean, if you guys have been still holding for a long time like I have, most of you guys are still down and not in a good way, but you know what? At least if you guys bought the dip, you guys are a little bit happier, especially if you guys been buying the dip over the last few weeks when we had that new tariff kind of alert come off. That would have been a good opportunity. WorldCoin, stuff like that, doing okay. And I'm wondering tomorrow, talking about WorldCoin here, I'm wondering if tomorrow that we bring up AI tokens as well, as we're kind of working through this portfolio that we're building out. I think we might do a separate portfolio another day with them, but I do think there's a few AI tokens that are worth holding. Right now, my favorite is going to be World Token, just because they are a real company trying to do some real cool stuff here, and WorldCoin is hiring just like crazy. So I think it'd be interesting to have a talk about that and some of these other players out there, because I don't think you can really buy WorldCoin anywhere else. Like, there's no stock for World Token, I don't believe. I'll have to double check that, but that is something I'm looking at here. But overall, some really good news. I was looking at if there's anything trending right now. It was mostly just some football stuff, because I know football's happening a little bit. But last night, I guess everybody was more excited about the shutdown ending and all the drama happening with it. But if you guys have any questions and things like that, let me know. I've been busy trying to do more tutorials for you guys, but ever since I realized that my notifications were not pinging off, oh my god, it's been an absolute crazy show here. I put out a video, I believe this was November 9th, yesterday, talking about a Bitcoin buying opportunities coming, because I saw some of those technicals there. I put out that swing trading course here, I believe it was November 5th, so that was a while ago here, right? And that one still seems to be getting some views slowly, so I'm happy about that. But get ready for a Smart Money Concepts tutorial coming out tomorrow. Probably next few days. I got to edit this video. It's not going to be the ones where I don't edit anything at all. It's kind of explain everything. There's going to be some editing, unfortunately, for my poor brain, right? But if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. If you guys want to talk about anything, please let me know as well. This is definitely going to be a slower day because we got football coming up here pretty soon. But I always like to, chill with you guys for a little bit, even if football's on the horizon here. I got some freshly brewed African chai tea. Going to pour it into this cup right here and then take a sip. Well, I guess once it cools off. But overall, I'm pretty happy with where things are going right now. I'm still happy I sold off my crypto. It actually just relieved a bunch of pressure off me, because I'm basically going to be using that for a bunch of AI stocks here pretty soon that I hope will go up pretty soon. But yeah. Let me see. Almost makes me look at this like you see Bitcoin popping back up above the resistance, above the Fibonacci. We kind of have that as a support level right now. But when I'm looking at some of these plays, I've been watching Bitcoin just a tad to see if we can get back to those bullish momentums. Like, for instance, let me get rid of the MACD here. The last couple of times we've had these moves, they've been pretty darn successful, right? I'm hoping that if I buy right now and have my stop loss be either around $104,000 or around here $101,000, I can get a nice pump that brings Bitcoin back up to maybe $110,000. Maybe by the end of the week, if we're really, really lucky, and I mean lucky, like we have some really good news, like the bill, everything is passed very easily, and then something else like we have CPI data coming out, some other inflation. Maybe we have an opportunity to get back up to $112,000. That might be the key. The only trade I really have open though right now, guys, it's an Ethereum trade where I bought Ethereum around $3,500. Excuse me, because Bitcoin had locked in that bearishness, and then I believe my price target for this one is only around $3,700. So it's just right here, not even breaking out above the 20-day moving average, but just kind of around there. And I'm hoping we can see a move like that happen. If not, I'll be watching closely. We'll hit a resistance level there, then I'll sell and just take whatever profit I can. But I think it's a 20x leverage play, so it's pretty darn aggressive. My stop loss is pretty close by around 3,500. Not your typical down here on $3,400. That big trough that's right down here or down here. I'm playing it a little bit more safe, a little bit more conservatively, but I think it should be able to work here. But big thing for today is, can Bitcoin continue that momentum and have a nice rally? Because typically, again, we have these moves. For instance, it started over here on the 23rd. It only grinded up slowly before having a nice pop. Or back over here, it had the big move, the move right here. We went up right afterwards, but it was on an alpha nasty day, and so forth here. We bought right here, or I guess right here. What day was this? That's Wednesday. So Wednesday, bought right here, went down for a little bit before making that upper move. So it's not perfect. It almost makes me wonder if I should actually move my Ethereum stop loss a little bit more. But for now, I think I'm going to be a little bit more content with all that type of stuff, right? But I think things are working out in our favor, at least at this point in time. Let me pull this back out. There were a couple tokens that were actually making some big moves today, and that was the Trump token that popped up to the 200 daily moving average, excuse me, and the one over here, Melania, which also popped up to that 200 daily moving average. Both are looking pretty good right now. Both looking, for what they are, pretty good, right? But you're seeing a lot of people start to be like, uh-oh, maybe I should buy into this. Maybe I should go all in, that type of stuff. If you guys want to play around with these different assets, just please be careful. This is definitely going to be a rough ride if you guys are into the Trump or Melania tokens. But if Bitcoin's able to get a foothold here, hold on a little bit more, maybe we see altcoins have another big pump here. Things like WIF token not really looking that great. Book of Meme, right? Miro. What is this? Baby Doge, Book of Meme, right? A lot of them are just doing okay. They're not really doing anything fantastic right now, which is why I'm not like, oh my gosh, I need to be buying up everything. No, I'm still going to be sticking to some of this day trading, and that's kind of where I'm happy with it. And hey, Digital KO, happy to see my man. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, but Arbitrum and all that stuff is really working out. Oh, and on top of all this, guys, so if I've been posting all of these shorts and stuff like this, and I didn't know that all the shorts were sending off notifications, that also means YouTube has probably not been notifying people of my live streams. So every time I upload a short from now on, I don't know if I have any shorts ready to go here. Yeah, like this one right here, the stochastic settings. What I have to do is I have to go down here, go to show more, and there's going to be something that says show many likes and viewers. Yes, I don't care about that. Publish to subscribers feed and notify subscribers. So I'm going to have to say no to that and then go through all this stuff, say it's not a bad video, all that great stuff. And then I hit public and then it goes live. So there's going to be a little bit of a difference here. You guys won't see the shorts when they're coming out like that. You guys will just have to kind of run across them while you guys are using YouTube like everybody else. But yeah, so that's probably been a big thorn in my back that I just didn't know was happening. What books do you recommend for crypto Bitcoin? It really depends for what, like, are you trying to learn about crypto and Bitcoin? Are you trying to learn how to trade them? Are you trying to learn how to invest for long-term assets? That really depends what you're looking for. I'm mostly a day trader or a swing trader type of book reader, if you will. But when it comes to actually learning about this stuff, I've never really read many books on what Bitcoin is and stuff like that. I've always enjoyed using either AI more recently to kind of break things down in a way that I understand it, because AI will understand me more than a random book on the shelf will. Or I'll watch a YouTube video, and then what I'll do is if I have a question about it, I can ask AI about the question I have based off of the video. And something cool that you can do is you can actually like go to a website like Transcript, right? And let's say this one right here, I was using this. This is from a long time ago, but this is from CryptoRS, right? I'll take this script that he has. I'll copy it. I'll upload it to ChatGPT and say, hey, do nothing with this. I have it. Yada yada yada. And then after that, what I'll do is basically have that, like, give it the AI that, and I'll ask the AI the questions based off of what I had. Oh god, this is making me sound weird. Once it's uploaded to AI, I will ask questions based off of the video I saw, but the chat GPT will have the context of what George said so I can have a better understanding. And you can do that for tutorials and a bunch of other stuff. I think that's a lot easier than getting the books. I myself am just not a heavy reader. If I read, it has to be really beneficial to my being, right? Like I read right now I'm reading Atomic Habits. All right. Oh, it's $18 here, but I paid $27 at the freaking Barnes and Noble. Of course it is. But Atomic Habits, great book. Great book. But I'll read something like that. Or there's a book out there called, I think I already deleted the thing of it, but I'm not going to go to it. It's like basically how to use AI in your workflow very efficiently. It's a very good book. I didn't even buy it. I read a few chapters of it in the store, or like a chapter of it in the store to kind of see how I liked it. Then I took the book, took a photo of it, plugged it in the chat to say, hey, what is this book trying to tell me in every which way? Be as specific as you can. And then I said, hey, based off of my job as a YouTuber and investor and day trader, like what can I do to make sure that everything works really well where I can still have a lot of fun but not overwork myself, because I typically like to overwork myself, right? I could be a billionaire and I'd still be like grinding myself down daily. And it gave me a bunch of good information there as well. So a lot of times AI is going to be your best friend when it comes to learning new topics, but I just don't know what type of book you're looking for there. It could even be for something like what is the blockchain technology, that type of stuff. And that stuff I'm not even going to pretend like I know. I know hardly anything about blockchain technology. I am very happy and you could say blessed even to have friends that understand how to read the blockchain, how to understand the data, the heat maps, all that type of stuff, where the money's going. It's too complicated for me. My ADHD just makes me look at it, and then I start to squint my eyes because I'm in pain. And then I just decide to, you know what? I don't really need to do this. I can go ask a friend, and boom, a friend will help me out a lot easier. You know, and then when they have a technical analysis question or a question about an indicator they haven't used before, then we can have like an hour-long call going over that. You know, that way we don't have to pay each other for all of our time together. But yeah, so that's some of the stuff going on right now. Let me pull this back out just a tad. I'm trying to see if there is something here, because let me just go over here to the basic one. Yeah. No, actually, let's go back. This one, there you go. We did bounce off of our first fib level, which is very good, I would say. Now, are we going to bounce off? We have to really just see a nice little pop. The goal for this week, guys, is that we have an opportunity for Bitcoin to be bullish on the shorter time frames, and that shorter time frame can lead us to have a nice, simple bounce for this week and then stay and just do nothing. The following week is where everything has to change, and we have to see something more of a larger trend change, a larger breakout that can get us back to being neutral or sideways, basically. Don't hope for the best that we go to all-time highs and something crazy happens. It can happen, but it's just very rare, right? So if you guys are looking for something like that, you guys still have an opportunity to buy right now. It's just very high risk. And what I typically do, and you guys already know this, I just wait for these crossovers to happen on the bullish side. And when they do, I'm more likely to buy in and kind of have some fun, as long as when we're buying, it's not at the all-time highs, right? It's not at big levels of resistance. For example, I think we even had like there was a small crossover here and here, but that was at all-time highs. And also when the crossovers happen, you want it to be below the midline here, below that line. But for the stochastic, it's almost there. Then the last time we had a real one was back over here, and that worked out over here to go higher. And at least it worked right here, so we weren't buying it right at levels of resistance. you'd buy right here, sell up there, and still walk away with some money in your pocket. But yeah, it's gonna be a troublesome one for the next few weeks. I wish I just had really good news for you guys, but it's still just as boring as ever, or as like, well, what's gonna happen here? It's chaotic. That's what it is. It's just very chaotic right now, and it's gonna be hard to do much trading unless you guys are very confident which way you want to go. Which is why right now, I basically have a little long on, not even a crazy large position. I just have like a $500 position, nothing in the thousands like I normally do, because I don't know exactly how this market's gonna go. But for now, because of how things have been working out, I think I'm going to go with a little bit of a long order here over a short order. We'll see if that's right or wrong by the next few days. And hey, Hero, I'm happy to see my man. But just as a reminder for you guys, here we go. I know the shutdown is ending. It still may take some time. I'm not entirely sure how all this is going to work out. I really have no idea. But if everything works out great, we should have CPI coming out on Thursday, which will be very good news for all of us. And then coming over here to Friday, we should have PPI coming out, which will also be very good news for all of us. So lots of inflation news, maybe a clear picture for the first time in a minute of what exactly is going on as far as inflation is concerned. And if that means we're going to have another Fed rate cut in, let's just say not going to have one in November, obviously, but if we're going to have one in December, and then maybe a little bit of a tidbit of information, maybe, or we're going to have one in January too. That's really what's going on here. But overall, it's kind of an okay day. I like the way we bounce back up. I like the fact that we are holding the overall support levels. Now I'm really just thinking, okay, are we going to be able to do this in a good way? I'm planning everything out for tomorrow. And what's the best way to think about this? My Big Bear AI stock, you guys already know I've been talking about Big Bear AI for a while now. There's no big news that I have a lot of money in this. Did have a good earnings report today, which I was happy about. Now, this is not some earnings report that is like making it like lose, again, back over here in October, it was at $9. It's only at $6 right now. But I'm happy to say it's moving in the right direction right now. Excuse me. Which is all I really want at this point. There's a lot of AI stocks that have been doing poor over the last few months because money has been leaving the sector. You can see like over here, there are a lot of them were around $7, $8, whatever, coming back down. But I think it'll be fun to kind of build out this tutorial with you guys tomorrow, because it's just going to be, we haven't done something like this in a minute, and I think it'll be really fun to kind of have everything be in a specific order. So right now I'll probably switch it up a little bit more. The way we're going to be working all of this out is we start off with asking ChatGPT for like 10 to 20 different AI stocks that are below $10 billion. From there, we kind of go down through each ticker and kind of see, well, does that make sense? Are they really AI, or are they just AI in name? You know what I mean? And then from there, we can actually go out and pull up their what would you want to call it, their earnings reports. We'll download that as a PDF file, or if we're able to, I think there could be a couple free plugins for ChatGPT that go over fundamental analysis, and we'll use those to pull up the data for Big Bear AI, for UPST, for all those other companies, and then we'll analyze it. Say, hey, how does this, what does this mean for the overall stock? Is this good? Is this bad? Do they have too much debt compared to other AI companies? Do they have government contracts that could possibly help them out? Whatever. And then from there, we start to add them to a portfolio that we're going to be making within, let's say, TradingView here. And by doing that, I believe we'll be able to keep track of it all the time. I can just put it as part of my daily watch. It's like, hey, here's what's happening to this and this and this. And we can kind of have some fun watching them over the years. And then I'm just going to put the money into my Robinhood account or something like that, and then maybe double down, triple down into it. I'm almost wondering if I should start off with $100 and then add $100 each month overall to the portfolio to make it something that's realistic so you guys can kind of track it along, or if I should just go and bulk $1,000 right now. I think that what I'm going to be going is starting off with $100, selling all of my current AI stocks, and then just resetting with you guys. And I'm not talking about my larger accounts. I'm just talking about like my Robinhood account. That way I can like pull up Robinhood and show you guys what's happening, because I think that overall be really good. I don't know. Like, I tried this already with Yahoo to have an account, but it just kind of like lost itself, and I'm not entirely sure why. Um, like AI is up 3% today, but I think I'm down quite a bit on the stuff I bought here. Go over to like the past like 6 months. You know, it was at $27, $23. Now it's at $16. ASTS, I told you guys I sold out of this, thank God, because it's down to $75. Oh, excuse me, $67. I sold this at $100. That's how far this thing came down. Shutdown is down a little bit since I bought it as well the last 6 months. Right, I bought it over here, came down. So I want to be able to buy all this stuff with you guys, just kind of keep track of it, have some fun. But I just don't have a portfolio for some reason on this profile. No, my portfolio. Yeah, I'm not gonna sign all that crap. I already tried and it wasn't in there. I just don't know what the right email is, so we're gonna get to all that stuff here pretty soon. But looks like everybody kind of quieted down in the chat room here, so I'll call it a day. But get ready, it is gonna be a pretty fun one tomorrow. There's gonna be no football, no big sports as far as I know. So I'm just gonna get started. We're gonna be chilling the entire time. I'll have some tea. Maybe I'll have some of those hard little cookies you dip into tea or something like that as a little treat to myself for losing some weight. And I think we'll have a really good time here. But I think what I'm going to want to do, and that's going to be the hard part, I won't be able to buy the stocks live with you guys because of the market going to be closed at 4. But I know Robinhood is like overnight trading and stuff like that, so we should be able to have a good time. I don't know if my Robinhood account I have online is the same one I have on my phone, which has always been very confusing to me. Let me see if I can pull this over here. Okay, it says check my Robinhood app. I am trying to log in. Maybe this is the right one. We recognize the device. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, here we go. So I don't really do much with this thing, obviously. I just bought some, again, just a few AI stocks. We're going to have more than this. And I think what's going to be great is I can just buy some of this and we'll just be able to keep track of it. For instance, again, I didn't buy much of this. My average cost is $5.91. I've made about 7% return off of that. Whereas if I go through any of these other ones, like I'm pretty sure I've lost money. Like I've lost 14% off of this. Again, only $1, but still, you get the point here. So we'll get started with this type of stuff, and I think it'll be pretty fun overall. This one's lost 5%. What is it? Up UPST. This one's down 15%. Maybe I already said that one. I'm not entirely sure. But you can see there's going to be volatility here, and like over the month I bought them, I'm down like 20% off of these things. So I want to let you guys know it is going to be a high risk type of thing, but it could be pretty cool. Bro has 5 comments. I can't even answer those. All the comments have already been answered. Yeah, I know, that's the crazy thing. It's a pretty slow stream tonight. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys a little bit later. Thank you guys, everybody, for hanging out. It is going to be a crazy one here, so just bear with me as we kind of do some of this fun new stuff here to kind of pass the time and chill out, I guess, right? Oh, and the stream will probably start around 4 o'clock tomorrow. I'll probably make an official notification of that probably in the next 2 hours or so. Thanks.